Hi there, I'm Nora Elder with the Advisa Client Success Team, and I'm here to walk you through 5 best practices for leveraging the Predictive Index cognitive assessment to its full potential. We've also outlined these 5 best practices in a blog post that you can find either attached to this email or by visiting advisausa.com. So let's dive in. The first best practice is the most critical. Before using cognitive, the hiring team needs to be clear on the cognitive demands of different roles. Different jobs require different amounts of cognitive ability. So it's a best practice to use tools like the job assessment and the target scoring guide to identify a target score for a job. This should be used as a benchmark to compare the candidate's cognitive score to the concrete demands of the position. Don't use the candidate's score as a cut point. Rather, use it as a starting point to determine a fit score. A person's cognitive score should only be considered in context with a target score for a specific position. You can get a target score for a role by using the job assessment or the target scoring guide. Once you compare a candidate's score to that benchmark, you can calculate a cognitive fit score. That cognitive fit score allows you to take a whole person approach, which is the second best practice when using cognitive. Organizations shouldn't use cognitive score as a single cut point in the hiring process. Rather, it's just one additional data point. One should consider all of the relevant data points, which include resume, interview, culture fit, behavioral fit, job fit, PI, and cognitive as unique data points. This approach always helps you find the best job and cultural fit in your candidate pool, and it keeps your process fair. The next best practice is to ensure that you use a standardized process for all candidates. Especially in the case of friends or family, it's often tempting to change the process or standard target for someone that you really know or like. Doing so, however, reduces both fairness and effectiveness in the hiring process, and it puts you at risk of putting someone that you care about in a job that's really a bad fit. So use the same process and hold all candidates to the same standard so that you can compare your candidates apples to apples and find the best fit. The fourth best practice is to ensure that you keep the cognitive data confidential. Cognitive data is sensitive. It tells us about how quickly someone will learn and problem solve on the job. This data remains consistent over time and should be used with candidates to impact job decisions and not with folks who are already in roles for coaching. Because scores can be categorized as high or low, this data is personal, and exposing it widely may have negative implications outside of the hiring process. So only use cognitive data during the hiring process and don't share it with those who don't truly need to know. The fifth best practice is to track this data over time. Once you've implemented a target scoring range for a job, measure and keep track of the relationship between cognitive scores and job performance. This helps in 2 big ways. First, it helps you to hone your target score over time, and second, it is looked on favorably by the EEOC. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to your consultant or a member of the client success team. We are all here to help. Remember, there is a blog post that outlines these best practices in more depth, so check that out for a deeper dive. In the meantime, thank you for taking the time to watch, and we hope you found this helpful.